So in this video I want to show you how to inject some late summer colour into your borders. One of the hardest effects to get right in a garden is that seamless transition from spring through to summer through to autumn, where you've got interest all throughout the year. We're all trying to do it and I don't get it right all the time myself. So what I want to do today is show you how we're taking a border that in my mind is lacking that sort of late summer colour now, and to take a selection of 3 plants and put them into this border just to inject something that they're really lacking. So this is plant number 1. This is Lythrum. Its common name is loosestrife. It's one of our native flowering plants. I first grew this about 7 years ago and I've been growing it ever since. It starts flowering in late July, early August, and it goes through almost until the end of October into early November. As one flower spike goes over, another one pops up, and the one thing that sort of knocks it on the head is the frost, and that sort of gives you an indication of how long this flowers for. It'll grow in normal soil, but also wet soil, which in my book makes it doubly exciting and useful as a plant, but an absolute gem. So plant number 2 is Physostegia. It's a bit of a mouthful, but the common name is really quite sweet. It's called the obedient plant, and it's called the obedient plant because if you turn the individual flowers, it's not overly convincing from your point of view, I'm sure, but the flowers actually stay in position, and that's where it gets its name from. But forget that. The main thing about this plant is its height, its vigour, and its colour as well. A lot of late flowering plants you tend to associate with the oranges, the reds and the yellows, but this is a beautiful sort of soft, pale lilac almost. And much like the Lythrum we were just looking at, it produces these flower spikes that it just perpetually throws out, if you like, tall, stocky and incredibly robust. The plant number 3 is a type of Montbretia. Previous videos we've looked at Montbretia Lucifer. This is nothing like Lucifer. This is what I'd class as a well-behaved Crocosmia. Doesn't spread. It's a nice tight clump forming plant. And this is Crocosmia Gerbe with the French name. Beautiful orange flowers that are produced now, and they'll go on into September, maybe early October if you're lucky. You can deadhead them if you have got the time to do that. That helps in terms of getting them to produce more flowers for you. Insects do like them, and it's such a strong, vivid colour that it works very well against a darker background, and where these are going to go, we've got a hedge behind them which really sets the flowers off. Now this border that these plants are going to go into is very narrow and it's quite tight in terms of space, which is the story of this garden really. So to put new things in, I just need to create a bit of space. So I'm going to cut back this astrantia, which has stopped flowering now, and also the edge of the geranium, just to create a bit of a planting space. So now I've cleared a space for my first plant that's going to go in this border, which is going to be the Lythrum. I've created a good bit of clear soil. You want to try and give the plant as much room as possible, and then dig a generous hole, as generous as you can make it, before the plant goes in. Now once it's gone in the ground and I've firmed it in, it's really important at this time of year to give it a really good drink. So now I've got the first one in, rather than planting them all together as a mass, I want to dot them through, and that way you kind of spread the interest throughout the whole border. I'm really pleased with that. It's a good injection of colour, and it didn't use lots of plants to do it. I'd love to hear from you about what you're using in your own garden to do just that. So why don't you leave a comment below?